language. And then we'll just turn this on. The low setting, so just to see if my voice. Oh man, it's been a very, 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 very long day, but I just wanted to come at you guys with some thoughts on mental health again. I did a video, one of my first videos on mental health, and you know, I feel like we're just not in a very good time now. Definitely, this whole 2022 thing is not working out. Not at least how I thought it would. But so I did change my YouTube name to Ghost in the Craig. I feel like that's gonna be like the final change. I've changed it a couple times. I didn't really know, what to keep it as. And the Craig Lawrence experience was pretty good. Craig Lawrence experience was the whole reason it was put. It was because a friend of mine mistook my last name for Lawrence, and that was your last name. I mean, he never asked me. I don't think we ever discussed it, but he literally thought that was my last name. So we laughed about it because it was funny, and I'm his friend, so I wasn't like offended. It was hilarious. And he goes, yeah, like Martin Lawrence. I literally thought your name was Lawrence. Like, it just sounded legit. So ever since then, I used to go by Craig Lawrence. It was funny, it was just a hilarious little inside joke. So I thought it would work for a channel name. Just a guy trying to live his life and enjoy this big old hunk of dirt out here, and just, I don't know, just make it through. But every day now, I just seem to be seeing too much of just the most random stuff that either people send me or I just find on my own that just makes me wonder, like, I don't know, is the mental health crisis really a thing? Because I know it is, obviously, but are people taking it seriously? There's this video that I saw that I'm only going to post a little bit of it right now because it's very cringy. It's one of those videos that's just, you just can't, like, it's just hard to watch, but
I am experiencing phantom nipple, or somebody has my nipples. Don't let go. So if you have my nipples, just let go. It's enough.
So, to be fair, I don't know if she's like, how serious she is, if this is like a low-key cry for help. I don't know if phantom nipple is something that she looked up because phantom limb is a real thing. She could have just said phantom limb. I don't know. But it just makes you wonder, like, do these young kids, these adults that are making these changes to their body, I mean, it's changes that will never be able to be, I mean, yeah, they'll be able to be reverted back to because they switched from them, but they won't be the same. They're scarring themselves physically and mentally, and it's just, and then we're just perpetuating that it's okay, like, teachers are out here like with flags in their classrooms and talking about like, oh, I'm a woman man, or I'm a man woman, and it's just,
I want to talk to the kids. Parents watch the video and then hand the phone over to the young kids. Hi there. I get asked a lot, are you a boy or a girl? And I love that question. And so I wanted to just tell you, sometimes human beings are more than boy or girl. We kind of float in between, and sometimes we're a boy, sometimes we're a girl.
I am starting a new job on Monday, and it's a teaching job, so the kids are going to call me either Mr. or Mrs. Jamie. It depends on what I want, but I, as a non-binary being, I don't know what to pick. I feel like Mrs. would be easier for the kids, but Mr. makes me feel better, but I also kind of want to try mix, but I don't know if the kids can do that. And then what do they do when they ask me if I'm a boy or a girl? I'm not. I don't know.
Explain that it's young kids too.
It's young kids. My class is gonna be 4-year-olds, so I don't know.
Woman, and it's messing with kids' minds. Like, people are out here saying that Matt Walsh's book Johnny the Walrus isn't, right for kids because they don't understand that a kid can't be a walrus. But it's like, yeah, but a kid can understand what transgenderism is, and
But Johnny's mom's phone said it's not just pretend. So she went on her phone, and there were people telling her that this isn't pretend, he's really a walrus. Only a bigot would say that. How dare you offend? What's a bigot? Anybody know?
Kids are, I don't know how old these kids are. I'm not good at estimating age, but they don't know what you're talking about. Did he run this past like an actual children's author and be like, read it to a kid and see what they thought before he published it? I think he just went for it. Of course they don't know what a bigot is. They're 4. I mean, it does make sense that he would go for children because, they have the same capacity for intellectual thought as him. Like, babe, if you're gonna write a children's book, Write it for children. Write it using words that they understand and that they know and that you don't have to
So I did get the go-ahead from an expert in the field of children's literature, if that matters to you. Now, Sam also says that some of these concepts are above a child's head. Yeah, Sam, that's the point. Now you're getting it. If a silly story about a kid transitioning into a walrus is inevitably too weird and abstract for children, then what happens if we mix sex and gender into it? Does it suddenly become more appropriate for children? If a child, as you say, isn't even old enough to understand what a bigot is, or to hear the word, then is he old enough to be introduced to a concept like transgenderism? If he can't understand bigots, can he understand what it means for a boy to have a girl mystically trapped inside him? If my book is above his head, what about a choice that will fundamentally change his life and alter him physically and biologically forever? Is that above his head too?
A little boy can understand that he should actually be a little girl, and a little girl can understand that she actually should have a, a wang. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But again, I don't know. And I know, like, on Twitch and everything, those girls be doing those like hot tub streams, which is why I had this fantastic idea to do my own hot tub stream.
Hit the jets and watch us blast off. There's something going on beneath the water. People getting hot and making sons and daughters. It's just you and me, and L-U-V, and the T-U-B.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, this world is getting pretty crazy in this year. With the virus, let alone with the virus. I mean, we haven't even brought up the virus yet. I'm sorry. A kid was locked in his trunk, or his mom put her kid in her trunk because he had COVID, and she obviously didn't want to catch it, so she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put him in the trunk." Like, wait, excuse me? Like, you thought you should just drive around with your child in your trunk? And if you don't believe me, just Google it yourself. Texas mother allegedly put son in trunk of car to avoid being exposed to COVID-19. I mean, it doesn't get any cringier than that, right? I mean, a Texas mother has been charged with endangering a child after she allegedly placed her 13-year-old son who had COVID-19 into her car's trunk to avoid being exposed to the virus. Now, honestly, I'm kind of at loss for words, because this just shows, come on, you're gonna just tell your kid, "Oh, it's fine, all right, I'm gonna put you in the trunk, don't worry about it." Like, I thought that's what the masks would be for, right? I thought that's what the face shields would have been for, right? I guess that's what duct tape should be for. Like, why would you put your kid in your trunk of your car? Why would you risk the life of your child by putting him in the trunk of your car? Like, just because you think he's going to catch a virus, or just because you're going to catch a virus that isn't even as fatal to the kids, I mean, come on, he's 13. It can't be that bad but I don't know. I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist, but still, this far into these type of interaction shouldn't be happening, this far into all of this bullshit. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, mental health is good. It's very fucking necessary to just take care of your mental health. And I'm sorry, but if you're putting your kid in your trunk to keep you safe from a virus, and that's how you're traveling around with your kid, you gotta really be some type of person to do something like that. Because thankfully, I guess he was a teen, like a fresh teen, 13. He was literally 13. But if he was any younger, you could have killed your kid. What if you were in an accident? What if something happened while he was in the trunk and he died? Like, what would you do? I'm sorry, but I don't think you would be able to do anything. You would probably feel, "Oh, I should never have done it." But yeah, you're right, you should not have done it. And the worst part, which is also the funniest part, is that how these dumb college kids thought that it would be a good idea to, like, praise her for it. And then, to make matters worse, former students defend U.S. mother who put son in car trunk for COVID. Like, really? Like, these kids are actually supporting her. Like, come on, guys. Like, now that college kids are actually this is some BS. Okay? A number of people turned out in support of the mother who was charged with endangering a child after locking her 13-year-old son in a trunk. Like, really? Like, if he was any older, I would have hoped he would have been like, "Hell no, Mom, I'm not going in that trunk." And if he was any younger, I would pray that she just would never have done that. Like, "Oh, good, ma'am, you don't want to get sick, just put your kid in the trunk, just all right." if you got groceries, scoot them over. Put the groceries in the front seat or in the back seat. But kid stays in the trunk. You know, they're gonna end up developing like trunk seat belts now. Like, I don't know, but this is some bullshit. I'm sorry, but this is absolute nonsense. It just shows that, you know, we're not in a good time at all. We are not. 2022 is not starting off well at all, and I don't even know or want to think about 2023. It's just not even. I don't even want to bring it up. We're fucking not even out of January yet. But you know what? Craziest part would have to be just the masks. The masks will probably never go away. I don't know. But I fear that, you know, restaurants and stuff, I guess they don't make you wear them, but you gotta wear them when you're in line, right? Or when you go to the park and you're working out at the park, you should be wearing it, but you don't gotta wear it when you're inside of, I don't know, every other Stater Brothers. It's ridiculous, you know. I used to be an avid cigarette smoker, don't really smoke anymore, but I see people, you know, still smoking cigarettes, and I'm surprised that cigarettes aren't like outlawed, because you're just breathing in and out air. You're breathing in bad air, and you're breathing out technically even worse air. So, I mean, Marlboro's still making money, but I don't know. It's all pretty crazy.
And I just want to clarify, because I just saw a headline of it online, and it kind of concerned me. So, should people be wearing something that protects their eyes as well as a mask?
Right. You know, Sanjay, it's interesting. You sneeze and it's a headline. I was talking to a group of teachers, and one of the teachers made the comment that they asked, can the virus enter through the eye? Because some of their teachers were seeing people on television and wanted to wear eye shields. And my response was, well, certainly, if you have an eye shield and you'd like to wear it, it could help, because virus could enter through the eye. That's not a recommendation that everybody should be wearing an eye shield.
Okay, because I was about to start searching, looking for eye shields. Okay.
It could help, because virus could enter through the eye. That's not a recommendation, because virus could enter through the eye. It could enter through the eye. It could enter through the eye.
It's just too much. It's hard to fathom that someone would do that, you know, let alone people trying to push ideologies and shit on their children, and, you know, thinking that their kids deserve sex changes at like 2 years old or whenever. It's just, man, the world we live in is just it's just off. You know, to be fair, there's two things that I do for my own mental health about this mask situation, right? Well, there's three things really. So one, I don't wear one. Two, whenever I'm in a restaurant and I see someone sit down, like they walk in, right? You have to wear your mask when you walk in, and then you sit down, I try to see how long it takes them to take their mask off. Some people take it off the minute they sit down, some people drop it to their nose when they sit down, some people will only take it down once their drinks come, some people will keep it up until their food comes. And it's just so funny, because you're like, nothing's changing except that there's food in front of you now, I guess, and you're eating, so you can't really cover your mouth, you know? And then the second thing is reactions, because, you know, of course we are getting better with recognizing people through their eyes, right? Because you can't, you know, you're not supposed to be able to see their face. So when you see this, you kind of get you got to learn the eye cues, you know, when you're like excited, or when you're sad, or when you're happy, like you really see the cheeks rise a bit, you know. But the funniest thing is when you're driving and you see someone and they're wearing a mask, and you're obviously laughing at them because you're in your car, you know, what are you doing? But they're in their car, and then you cut them off on accident, or something happens, and then this is all you see in the car. You know, it's just like, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't know what you're saying, and I can't understand your facial cues because I can't see them, you know. But it's just, oh, it's so funny. So, I mean, I guess all I'm saying is, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple months with masks, but I know that, you know, hopefully the mandates are eased up on now or whatever, but masks are like here to stay, man, and it's just, what, now you're attractive if you fucking wear one? Like, right. And so, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm just a guy. I'm just a soul in a Craig. There's a lot of other Craigs out there. Most of the Craigs I meet are white, but I met a few black ones, and like, you know, I love the movie Friday, so I'll always be Craig. I mean, I've had some day moments in my life. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I actually was. And if you have any questions, you can ask. But you know, I feel like I just want to let people know that it's okay to like have these thoughts in your head of like, what is going on in the world? Like, why does the world feel like it's turning upside down? You know, we have libs of TikTok, which are where I've seen most of my crazy stuff, like finally being interviewed on the news.
You are the people in history they warned us about! They warned us about people like you!
Was she looking in a mirror? Yeah, I'm sorry, I was laughing. The lunatic left loves TikTok. Because it's one thing, I was on the left. I could speak about these things, but people wouldn't believe it unless they see it. And now they're seeing it. Can you tell everyone why you created this account and what it means to you and the impact it's having?
Yeah, so it started really as a joke, and then it kind of grew into this force for exposing many teachers and other things that are going on in society. And I think for me, the most powerful part of it is exposing the teachers. It's such an honor and a little bit of a responsibility, I feel. I owe to our kids to show everyone what these teachers.
And you know, that's pretty much it. It's just people don't think that we see this stuff, but we do, and they don't think it exists, but it does. And it's like, we need to help these people, but there's really no way to help them if they want to be this way. So again, just mental health awareness is a real thing. It's not really fair like it is with autism, where that's like the new fashion. It's the new in, it's the new fad to either be autistic or to have some mental illness that you really need to, you will be able to fix by changing your gender or changing whatever it is about you. But anyway, that's all I got for today. This has been The Ghost in the Craig, and thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your evening.
No, that's not mischaracterizing it at all. Math is basically racist under this ideology because it says there is no such thing as an objective reality. So 4 might not be the right number. 2 plus 2 might actually equal 5.
The world is burning.
Memester bait.
Does your mom say you have to be LGBT? No, I can choose what I want to be, but
Go ahead, Lex. Go ahead. Keep talking. Say what you're saying.
My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. And if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it. Cause
What are you saying right now?
Facts.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA+ community.